of the AMLC, or Anti-Money Laundering Council, the PPCRV, NAMFREL, Lente, and the member institutions of
Can we start again? There's no audio.
The products and services. The FintechAlliance.ph has been at the forefront in pushing massive digital transformation. 2021 may still be full of roadblocks and challenges, but there's no stopping the Alliance in moving forward as we take this ride to a financially inclusive and fully digital Philippines. Join us as we take a look back at our digital journey. The most scenic view of our efforts thus far is best expressed by this. Close to 90% of digital transactions nationwide has been facilitated by the products and services of our members. This exponential growth is a strong indication that the rest of the country is now ready for the digital wave.
Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Ida Chongson. I'm your host for today. I am a trustee of FintechAlliance.ph and also the chairwoman of the Alliance Techno-Ethics Committee. It's my honor to host this very relevant session titled Advocacy Campaign on the Responsible Use of Digital Payment Platforms. As more and more people shift to digital payments, they say that vote buying has also become easier. So you may ask, how can the fintech community help implement good governance towards a clean and honest election? And this is it. To start our program, I call on Grab Financial Group Country Head, Ms. Martha Borja, for the invocation to be followed by the Philippine National Anthem. Ms. Martha?
Hi, good morning, everyone. Let us pray that the forthcoming, sorry about that. Let us pray that the forthcoming national and local elections may truly reflect the will of the Lord who guides the destinies of nations. Deliver us, Lord, from coercion, intimidation, violence, and terrorism, from dishonesty, lies, and all distortion of truth, from bribery, graft, and all conspiracy for fraud, from gullibility to the deceptive and blindness of perspective, from threats, intimidation, and perverse language, that conscience may always be our ultimate norm, that the common good may always be our highest goal, that human dignity may be respected all the time, that the poor and the weak may always have the priority, that care for creation may never be ignored, that solidarity may guide the path of peace and development, that genuine fear of God and love of neighbors may guide those who seek public office. Guide our politics as you guide our lives. May our political engagement for voters and candidates bring glory to your loving name and help us grow in holiness forever and ever. Amen.
Please remain for the Philippine National Anthem.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Kayang magiliw, ewas ang sinakanan, alam ng puso, sa dikit mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyak ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisingin, sa nagatang tutok sa simoy at sa langit mo bagaw, ay hinatang tula at awit sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nagtitingin, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magtitingin. Luman ang araw ng walhating pagsinta, tuloy langit sa piling mo. Ang hindi kaya ng pantay magangin, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Thank you again, Martha, for the wonderful prayer. Before we proceed, please be reminded of our session guidelines and house rules. As participants for this program, please be advised that you are automatically muted when you enter the Zoom call. Do not unmute your microphone unless it is already for your turn to speak or deliver the message. Ensure that you are in a quiet, brightly lit room, and please place your computer camera in the table in front of you at the eye level. Ensure that there are no unnecessary distracting background sound as well. Do use microphone, earphones, headset when delivering messages for the clear audio. For non-speaking guests and participants, kindly do turn off your camera during the program. For transparency and in compliance with the privacy measures, please be advised that photos taken during this event will be posted in the fintechalliance.ph social media pages, and do feel free to share. In the interest of time, there will be no more Q&A portion in this program. Questions and clarifications may be sent privately through Fintech Alliance email address, which is flashed on the screen. Now, success of this advocacy requires the participation of the following stakeholders. Perhaps we can take out the slide for the moment. The following stakeholders are the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, the Commission on Elections or COMELEC, Anti-Money Laundering Council or AMLC, FintechAlliance.ph, E-Money Association of the Philippines, Parish Pastoral Council for Responsible Voting or PPCRV, Legal Network for Truthful Election or LENTE, National Citizens Movement for Free Election or NAMFREL. So we have all these key stakeholders together with the support of partner associations such as Makati Business Club, Management Association of the Philippines, and FINEX. May I now call on the Governor of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, who is also the chairman of the Monetary Board of the Philippines, Governor Benjamin E. Jokno, for his message.
To the good men and women of the Paris Pastoral Council for Responsible Voting, National Movement for Free Elections, and FinTech Alliance.ph. Good day to all of you. The conduct of free, fair, and orderly elections is a necessary condition for a working democracy. A person's vote is sacred. It reflects his aspiration for his family, community, and country. But some individuals and groups have corrupted this democratic exercise by engaging in vote buying and selling. Digital payment channels, which have made life easier for us during the pandemic, are at risk of being misused and abused by these evil forces. Today marks the start of an education campaign collaboration that will help citizens better detect and prevent e-vote buying in the 2022 national and local elections. Recently, the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, the Anti-Money Laundering Council, and the National Bureau of Investigation have joined forces for this very purpose. The BSP has also called on the financial institutions under its supervision to enhance their surveillance and monitoring mechanisms against digital vote buying and selling. In this crusade, each and every one of us has a role to play. After all, preserving the integrity of the elections is a responsibility shared by all of us.
Thank you very much, Governor Joko. Now let's hear from the man, or should I say the woman of the hour, holding one of the toughest jobs to take on at this time. The person at the helm of the upcoming May 9 national and local elections, Acting Chairman Socorro B. Inting of the Commission on Elections.
Governor Benjamin Jokno of Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, Executive Director Mel Georgie Racela of the Anti-Money Laundering Council, Chairman Lito Villanueva of FinTech Alliance, President Marca Sason of Philippine E-Money Association, Chairman Myla Villanueva of PPCRV, Chairman Augusto Lagman of NAMFREL, our active partners, participants, and stakeholders, my good friends, a pleasant morning to all of you. Austrian-American educator and author Peter Drucker once exclaimed, innovate, or die. Ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered today on this online platform to discuss one of the pressing issues that is proving to be a challenge to the conduct of our 2022 national and local elections. The possible and highly likely use of digital payment platform as a means and avenue for vote buying. Stories are aplenty of election operators sourcing payments to vote sellers via money transfers or through GCash. We can only imagine how creative they can be in the forthcoming elections. My friends, we are all cognizant of the fact that we cannot suppress the effects of innovation. Innovation is here to stay. What we can do is to embrace it wholeheartedly, study it meticulously, and recalibrate our approaches in order to deal with it effectively. If the unscrupulous election operators are innovating, we as election workers, government finance regulators, and private digital payment companies must likewise innovate. To do this, we must be more proactive in establishing and maintaining an inter-institution effort for the responsible use of digital payment platforms. Huwag po tayo magpapahuli sa kanila. Makipagsabayan po tayo sa kanila. Or better yet, higitan at supuin po natin sila. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pakikinig at muli, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat.
Thank you. Wonderful messages from BSP.gov. We had a slight technical there, but the point of BSP.gov and of course, Acting Comelec Chair Socorro Inting is wag daw tayo papahuli, and they are banking, literally, banking on us to actually help them have an honest election. At this point, may we now have the message? And we have live with us Executive Director Mel Georgie Racela of the Anti-Money Laundering Council. Attorney Mel?
Criminals have always been leveraging on technology. But technology, along with heightened awareness among stakeholders, can also prevent crime. So, on behalf of the Anti-Money Laundering Council and its Secretariat, I truly appreciate the steadfast support of FinTech Alliance.ph and the Philippine E-Money Association in ensuring the responsible use of digital payment platforms, especially during the election campaign season. The AMLAC will always advocate free, orderly, and honest elections, and it will always stand ready to assist the Commission on Elections, the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, and law enforcement agencies in the investigation and eventual prosecution of the perpetrators of vote buying and vote selling. To our fellow countrymen, you have the AMLC's unwavering commitment in fighting money laundering and other forms of lawlessness to safeguard every Filipino's safety and welfare.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Executive Director Mel of the AMLC. You know, as this year's elections is just around the corner, the industry recognizes its role in promoting an honest, fair, and clean elections. And at this point, we shall now hear the industry's commitment through the reading of FinTech Industry's joint statement for the advocacy campaign on the responsible use of digital payment platforms led by FinTech Alliance and E-Money Association of the Philippines. FinTech Alliance, incidentally, is a collaboration among strategic players in the Philippine digital finance space, from startups to unicorns, articulating aspirations as an emerging industry to further stimulate innovation in order to better promote inclusive growth while creating an environment of interoperability to empower every Filipino. Its members generate over 90% of fintech-initiated transaction volumes in the Philippine industry. The alliance is represented by founding member and chairman, who is also executive vice president and chief innovation officer and inclusion officer of RCBC, Chair Lito Villanueva. Over to you.
Thank you. And of course, I would like to introduce as well the president of the E-Money Association of the Philippines and also the president CEO of GCash or Mint, Martha Sazon, who will also read with me the FinTech industry statement on the responsible use of digital payment platforms. Can we now request that we flash on the screen the actual statement to be read by both the E-Money Association of the Philippines and FinTech Alliance? Can we ask Martha to also turn on her video? Okay. Can we request that the statement be flashed on the screen? Secretariat.
While the statement is being flashed on the screen, the E-Money Association of the Philippines, it's, by the way, supervised also by the Bangko Sentral, and of course, as mentioned, represented by Ms. Martha Sazon, who is also the president of and CEO of GCash, as well as the president of the E-Money Association of the Philippines. We will now be flashing the commitment.
Okay. Advocacy campaign on the responsible use of digital payment platforms. The FinTech Alliance.ph and the E-Money Association of the Philippines support the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas Memorandum Number M-2021-074 on the possible proliferation of digital vote buying and vote selling schemes, and the Anti-Money Laundering Council February 14, 2022 advisory to BSP supervised financial institutions to ensure that proceeds from unlawful activities are not laundered during the campaign period. We recognize the fintech industry's critical role in upholding clean, honest, and credible elections by ensuring that the digital products, platforms, and services offered are not misused for vote buying, vote selling, and other illegal political partisan activities. We call on all digital wallet and account owners to use these digital finance channels responsibly and to be vigilant by proactively reporting unfair practices that could compromise our bid for fair and free elections. Mark.
We assure regulators that the industry's member institutions have robust control mechanisms that can mitigate attempts to abuse digital fund transfer services. These measures include stringent onboarding processes such as 1:1 account registration and creation, robust electronic know your customer and account verification to track the identity and traceability of digital transactions, and compliance measures and risk management systems supported by advanced algorithms and security controls that can detect unusual or suspicious transactions. Alongside these measures is our collective advocacy to further strengthen and promote financial education and consumer protection programs, especially during this election season. We remain
steadfast as industry leaders in our commitment to promote responsible use of digital payment platforms, especially the days leading up to the May elections. More than just a public information campaign, It is our civic duty to safeguard the credibility and integrity
of digital
digital
services
services and
and channels,
channels,
primarily
primarily
created to
created to
better the
better the
lives of
lives
all.
of all Filipinos.
May we have
The-
virtual round of applause, please? So for this, may we request the two organizations, of course, first, the heads alliance and the EMAP represented by Chair Lito and President Martha to have this photo op, please. Can we have them on the screen? Thank you. Martha and Lito. Thank you. Let's count this 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And last, 1, 2, 3. And by the way, this statement will be made available to the media and the public and can be also be seen in FinTech Alliance and EMAP social media pages. Thank you so much. Now, kindly do stay and keep your video open, Lito and Martha. Let's now hear from the representatives of EMIs, electronic money issuers, and the alliance members as they express their commitment and support to this advocacy. Kindly open your video when you are called and unmute yourself. Let's begin one by one, please, with starting with you, Martha, on the support for this advocacy. For GCash, Martha Sazon.
GCash fully supports the advocacy campaign for the responsible use of digital payment platforms.
Excellent. May we now have PayMaya, Shalish Baidwan, PayMaya President and Maya Bank Board of Director.
At PayMaya and Maya Bank, we believe that fintech is a force for common good. As part of the digital financial services industry and as corporate citizens, we strongly support the advocacy on the responsible use of digital payments. Thank you.
Thank you. We now have Bayad Center, Lawrence Ferrer, President and CEO.
Hello. We in Bayad Center supports the advocacy campaign for the responsible use of digital payments platform.
Excellent. Now we have GrabPay, Martha Borja, Country Head. Kindly unmute, Martha.
GrabPay fervently supports the advocacy campaign for the responsible use of digital payment forms.
May we now have a couple of the digital banks, starting with Overseas Filipino Bank, led by Ms. Leila Martin, President and CEO.
The Overseas Filipino Bank supports the advocacy campaign for the responsible use of digital payment platforms.
Thank you, Leila. Can we now have Tonic Bank with Ms. Lourdes Long Pineda, President and CEO.
As a digital bank, we at Tonic Bank fully support this advocacy campaign for the responsible use of digital payment platforms.
Thank you. Now, for Coins PH, we have Nauman Nazim Mustafa, Chief Financial Officer.
Hi, Coins.ph fully supports the advocacy campaign for the responsible use of digital payment platform.
Thank you. And for Togetech, we have Jessica Palmiano, President and CEO.
Togetech Inc. supports the advocacy campaign for the responsible use of digital payment platforms.
And last but not the least, we have RCBC Discartech. Of course, Lito Villanueva, EVP and Chief Innovation and Inclusion Officer of RCBC.
RCBC Discartech fully supports the advocacy campaign on the responsible use of digital payment platforms.
Thank you. May we now have all those who have just spoken, EMIs and Alliance members, to please keep your camera open for the photo op. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Round of applause, please, in support of the EMIs and the FinTech Alliance. Of course, for FinTech Alliance, have about 53 members supporting this. in addition, of course, to the EMAP members. Now, this advocacy campaign will not be complete without the support of our key election organizations who serves as vanguards and watchdogs of our sacred right to suffrage. Let us hear their messages of support, beginning with Ms. Myla Villanueva, the chairperson of the Parish Pastoral Council for Responsible Voting, or PPCRV. Thank you, Ms. Myla.
The PPCRV has spent the last 12 years ensuring that technology counts our votes in the fairest possible manner. We have seen the positive impacts of technology in our elections. We also know the value of digital wallets and digital financial products as we made our way out of this pandemic. We commend the BSP, the FinTech Alliance, and the Philippine E-Money Association for its initiatives to ensure that technologies are only used for common good. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Chairperson Myla. We now have from NAMFREL, National Citizens Movement for Free Election, the chairman, Mr. Gus or Augusto Lagman.
Thank you, and good morning to everybody. In the Philippines, elections are frequently marred by vote buying, as many politicians woo people with offers of cash, food, and other giveaways in exchange for votes. With many important posts at stake, the 2022 elections are expected to see large sums of money spent by candidates, with the process usually starting even before official campaigning begins. The Philippine Central Bank data show the number of fund transfers using local instant payment systems quadrupled to 39 million and the value tripled to 552.3 million pesos, or $11.6 million in the first quarter of 2021 compared to a year ago. The trend is expected to continue with the number of Filipinos with bank, electronic money, or other digital transaction accounts likely to double this year. Unwittingly, the growth in the use of digital platforms and e-wallets in the country has also seen the potential to take advantage and use these platforms to facilitate the buying of votes. Since last year, the COMELEC, the PNP, and the BSP warned against the possible proliferation of digital vote buying amid the upcoming elections. Financial institutions were also told to watch out for the possibility that online banking and mobile wallet applications will be used to vote buying activities. The AMLC also issued the advisory in anticipation of the influx of financial activities that usually occur during the election period, and to ensure that proceeds from unlawful activities are not laundered during the campaign period. Ironically, the technology meant to promote financial inclusion and each transaction for regular Filipinos would be a bane and a tool to economic malaise and dependency. Cooperation among stakeholders is essential that these digital financial platforms will not be misused for nefarious activities. We are thankful that through this forum, the FinTech Alliance.ph has taken the initiative to provide guidance and recommend solutions to mitigate this risk. Thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you, Mr. Gus. That's excellent. And indeed, the part of the dark side of technology is actually the possibility of the money laundering, and that's why we're here and we're supporting this advocacy. Thank you very much to our leaders, PPRCV, NAMFREL, and Lente for your support. Your organizations truly are playing a crucial role in this upcoming election. May we request again for another photo op together with the FinTech members and EMI members that are here.
So I think, Ida, Lente is with
I'm
us.
sorry about this. I actually missed.
Yeah.
Yeah, Attorney Ona Caritos is actually also here with us and will be presenting the support of Lente, Executive Director of the Legal Network for Truthful Election. Attorney Ona?
Thank you, Ida. Magandang araw sa ating lahat. We congratulate the BSP, FinTech Alliance, Philippine E-Money Association, and ALMC for this important endeavor. Vote buying is not a new problem in Philippine elections. As we all know, it's one of the G in the 3G description of problems in Philippine elections: guns, goons, and gold. More than a decade ago, the Philippines adopted the use of an automated election system. The use of such system resolved several election problems in the country, but at the same time increased the prevalence of the use of money in elections. In fact, one of our key observations for the past decade is the increase in the value of the vote, as politicians resorted more to vote buying. During this pandemic, Filipinos became more comfortable with the use of the various e-money platforms. Maybe in the days to come or in the weeks to come, we might hear more Filipinos saying, i-transfer mo na lang para sa vote buying and vote selling activities. Hence, what we are doing today, this morning, is very important to combat traditional vote buying, and at the same time, what we perceived will be a problem in this election, e-vote buying. We look forward to the days and the weeks to know more about the process and the different activities that the different associations coming together this morning will do to combat this problem of traditional vote buying and e-vote buying in the country. So again, maraming salamat po for all these organizations coming together, and magandang umaga po sa ating lahat.
Thank you, Attorney Ona. Very good point. Attorney Ona's mentioning now that we're doing the what. She's interested to know how are we going to do this, and that will be mentioned in the next few days on how we're going to do this. And actually, it's actually part of the message of the document that we just shown you. Again, thank you to our leaders. Let me repeat that again: PPRCV, NAMFREL, and Lente for your support. May we
Ida, another thing, sorry, Ida. I think we also have another organization who would like to support this advocacy. I think Attorney Mike of Phoenix would like to say something.
Okay. All right.
I just got the message from Attorney Mike.
May I ask also if we have MAP around? I think they did send a message
Yes.
at NBC.
Yes. Maybe we can first start with Attorney Mike. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Lito, for making me a lawyer. But
Sorry.
no problem. So
okay.
Again, good morning, Chair Lito and the officers of FinTech Alliance PH and E-Money Association of the Philippines President Martha Sazon, and all the public and private partner organizations. So Phoenix supports this advocacy campaign for the responsible use of digital payment platforms. As mentioned by Gov. Ben Doctor earlier, it is indeed our responsibility to try to achieve a fair and honest election process, and it starts today. This is a relevant initiative, and thank you to the groups behind this campaign.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you for being here live and supporting this. Do we have the other organizations here as well with us? I didn't get that message. Do we have the MAP representative with us? I think they're sending their written message of support together with the other organizations.
Yes, they'll be sending the written message of support later.
Together with MBC. Okay.
Yes.
So again, finally, can we have all the organizations supporting this? PPCRV, NAMFREL, and Lente, together with, of course, Phoenix, and our member associations, those ones that are in the EMIs, and FinTech Alliance.
Bracella of AMLC, yeah.
And yes, of course, and AMLC. Can we have a photo op, please? Lawrence and Lila, can you open your video as well? Excellent. Let me. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All our partners, organizations, regulators, agencies who actually joined us in this collective industry campaign for an honest and fair elections. May we request, lastly, or there's a note here that some people may have missed the photo op. Let's have another photo op, please. Just one more, please. Thank you. 1, 2, 3. And another one, 1, 2, 3.
Ida, sorry, there's a request coming from the media because apparently the video of Governor Diokno was cut because of technical
Yes.
glitch.
Oo nga
So
eh.
maybe we can play it again. Yeah,
Yes.
thank you.
Okay, let's do that. MJ, the video of BSB Gov. Thank you.
To the good men and women of the Paris Pastoral Council for Responsible Voting, National Movement for Free Elections, and FinTech Alliance.ph. Good day to all of you. The conduct of free, fair, and orderly elections is a necessary condition for a working democracy. A person's vote is sacred. It reflects his aspiration for his family, community, and country. But some individuals and groups have corrupted this democratic exercise by engaging in vote buying and selling. Digital payment channels, which have made life easier for us during the pandemic, are at risk of being misused and abused by these evil forces. Today marks the start of an education campaign collaboration that will help citizens better detect and prevent e-vote buying in the 2022 national and local elections. Recently, the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, the Anti-Money Laundering Council, and the National Bureau of Investigation have joined forces for this very purpose. The BSP has also called on the financial institutions under its supervision to enhance their surveillance and monitoring mechanisms against digital vote buying and selling. In this crusade, each and every one of us has a role to play. After all, preserving the integrity of the elections is a responsibility shared by all of us.
Thank you once again for that message from the BSP Governor. It is a responsibility from all of us. To finish this off, we will be showing, we did some prayer in the beginning. We will be showing you a video prayer to end the session. But before we do that, let me repeat again, safeguarding digital platforms from becoming tools of unfair election malpractices. We are doing things right for our country's future. And it's my honor and pleasure being your host today. Apologize for the slight glitches. I am Ida Chongson. Do stay healthy and please have a look at this video. It is a prayer and prayer for our country. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. This meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
The FintechAlliance.ph has been at the forefront in pushing massive digital transformation. 2021 may still be full of roadblocks and challenges, but there's no stopping the Alliance in moving forward as we take this ride to a financially inclusive and fully digital Philippines. Join us as we take a look back at our digital journey. The most scenic view of our efforts thus far is best expressed by this. Close to 90% of digital transactions nationwide has been facilitated by the products and services of our members. This exponential growth is a strong indication that the rest of the country is now ready for the digital wave. FintechAlliance.ph has been in unison with the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas in fulfilling its twin goals in its digital payments transformation roadmap. The Alliance has been tapped for its inputs and insights in a number of key circulars, two of which were game-changing regulations on digital bank licensing and open finance framework, among others. This year, we have also made significant inroads in removing long-time obstacles to digital acceleration and financial inclusion. Part of this is our push for wider, reliable, and affordable data access in the country, and our support to the government's PhilSys national ID projects. The Alliance has also worked with several government agencies and regulators for initiatives that will help protect our consumers and end users from fraud and other malpractices, such as joining other stakeholders and groups in releasing a statement of support to the proposed Financial Consumer Protection Act. This is part of our commitment to make our innovations more human-centric as we continue to push for digital acceleration. As trailblazers of financial technology in the Philippines, it is a must for us to put premium in securing private information that our clients entrust to us. That is why we emphasize the need to comply with the country's data privacy laws and regulations by releasing position papers, joint statements, memorandums, and participation in different webinars and consultative meetings. Trust remains to be the most important currency in the industry. The Alliance continues to be a committed advocate for financial education and social development in the country. Through different activities done online this year, we have contributed in campaigning for a more grassroots financial literacy strategy, in promoting gender inclusion and women empowerment, and in upskilling workers and MSMEs, especially with our partnerships with the Department of Trade and Industry. Policy development and capacity building are also important pillars of the work that we do here in the Alliance. The position papers and memorandums we have published and the consultative meetings we have participated in has amplified the voice of our industry in both houses of Congress and have become key references for landmark bills. As we value continuous learning and development in the Alliance, our growing partnerships with international organizations ensure that the Alliance will not stagnate and will continue to build on its legacy of excellence in digital finance innovations. The journey for the Alliance does not end here. We move forward, determined to create more valuable experiences for our fellow Filipinos and arrive at a more digital and financially inclusive Philippines.
Our business strategies must work synergistically, spelling out collaboration in the